Christmas. Merry Christmas Eve. That's where we're at. Santa rally is near. Nobody's dead yet. Nobody's dead yet. And here, let me tell you something. You have survived 100% of your most difficult days. Okay? This is no different. We've seen in the past, we've seen major corrections before in the market, in the stock market, in crypto. We know how to freaking hodl. And yes, there was 1.8 billion people that got liquidated, but we were not one of them, right? Low leverage. Let's get this show started. Wow, so let's look at the charts here. And first and foremost, I know everybody wants to know how I am doing, and I am surviving. I am freaking surviving, right? I have a $400,000 trade going, and I'm down 20K because I got in right around the Jerome Powell speech, right? Right when we started taking right around 3,686. Okay, but here, let me get rid of that guy. Let's look at some of these charts and why I am super bullish here. Because again, the sentiment, right? First off, you look at technicals. And second off, you look at fundamentals. And third off, you look at see what's social, what's going on? What's going on? What are people saying? What is going on? Was Fart Coin, was that the top? Was it Fart Unicorn? Some bullshit. No, I don't think so. We are just in the midst of this super cycle. We've got the Bitcoin reserve potentially happening. It's got a low range. It is okay, right? Gotta breathe. Gotta exhale. Markets go up. Markets go down. And I could be better at getting better entries here. Like I told you, I'm down a little bit here. Let's see what has gone on. Okay, so let's just look at Bitcoin, right? And so many people were panicked. We're freaking panicked about this, but we've been bouncing off of some trend lines here. We've got this much larger trend line on the weekly, right? This much larger trend line on the weekly. This is a giant cup and handle, okay, that we were going on for forever, right? And we shot up, and that cup and handle, if I look at what truthfully is around the price target from the top to the bottom of that guy, I believe it is around 120, right? Right down above this, 129. That is what that is. And I don't think markets have pulled off yet. I don't. This was a typical just breather, right? And so many people got liquidated. I ended up having to add margin to prevent that from happening because we went down from the top. Bitcoin went down about 15%. Other alts got hit much harder with it going down 25%. Ooh, goes down much farther than you think it can because markets can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent here. But what is going on with some of these guys here? Okay, we are breaking out. We are testing new shores, right? So looking here, RSI is getting ready to do a bullish crossover. Every time the RSI on the daily has gone over the crossover of its moving average, we have seen a big rally, right? So here's one, boom, okay, up, right? Another one, boom, up, okay? And then here, we're getting ready to see another one for another up, which will be exciting to see as well. But if I'm looking here at the 4 hour, we have broken out of this traditional line here. What's a little bit ominous is this 4 hour candle. The 4 hour candle is looking a little scary at the moment because it's a shooting star. But then the next one is a hammer candle, right? You can maybe see it's a hanging man because it's at the top of a trend, but we will see. I'm believing in the Christmas rally with Solana. Solana is doing the same thing. I projected that we are going to get a rejection and bounce back down before we enter back above the next resistance right around the 215 to 220-ish mark. Okay, but I perceive this breaking out, maybe a little test and going out, because if we look at some of the ETF inflows, right? Okay, we have had millions and millions of dollars going into Ethereum, right? Last few days while everyone was selling, okay, there hasn't been outflow. There has been massive inflows in the Ethereum trust. The only one that was really selling was the Grayscale, right? BlackRock, they're buying 120,000 Ethereum, a million totaling, right? So we have a massive amount of Ethereum coming in here with 669,000. So if I look at this, that's $2.4 billion, right? That has come in here. And just in this month alone, we have 1.8, okay? Which is massive, massive. With the Bitcoin, were they selling, right? They were selling. They've been selling the last couple of days. But what's interesting is while they were selling, they were buying Ethereum, right? And if we look at, I'm looking at bears, they are nervous at $100,000 for Bitcoin. This stuff is like a magnet here, right? I do believe Christmas, before the end of the year, you're going to see 100,000. We're going to close the monthly candle above 100,000. You can quote me on it here. I look at Ethereum, okay? So symbol, go here, and let's go to, because it's just a magnet. We're going to hit all these liquidations. Right now, we have $120 million for the bears that are going for Bitcoin. What does ETH look like, right? We've already broken out a bunch of liquidity here. A lot of people are starting to end up going long here. Some more people are going long around the $3,400 range. Let's go to the 3-day and see what people are going. Here's the next magnet, okay? 3,550. We're not even close to that $4,000 range again, but all the liquidity is hanging above $3,500. Let's look at something like XRP, because XRP's been moving, right? And I for sure. But XRP is starting to be in an uptrend, especially on the 1 hour. The 1 hour, we've been breaking out and we are going up, and we're using this as a little bit as support. On the 4 hour here, let's look at this. 4 hour and breaking out. Again, we got a little bit of a anonymous, scary shooting star candle, but I'm not super worried about it. It can be invalidated real quick here, because again, we are breaking out of the downward trend line that we've been going on for quite a while, right? Same thing that we see on Solana, boom, is the same thing we are seeing on XRP, okay? So we can see this breakout. We're hitting a little bit of resistance. So now let's go back down to support and then off right to 270, right? Might take some little breathers here, but go up here. Ended up being, I was wrong at this point, because we can see that I was right up until when we broke out, and we got a little bit and then got massively rejected because of what happened to the news inside of Jerome Powell's shenanigans, which what he ended up doing, which I want to almost say is market manipulation, because I do have a feeling that that administration has been trying to just do everything they can to give the worst scenario to the Trump administration here on the 20th. So why don't we say, hey, we're going to cut rates by 25 basis points, and as opposed to 3 next year, we're only going to do 2. And you know why? It's because inflation is through the roof. I know we've been trying to do our job under the Biden administration for the last 4 years. We can't get inflation under control. Yeah, it totally seems like market manipulation in my opinion there, because that's what ended up taking it. I think in the market, and along with what an individual asked at the FOMC meeting, saying, hey, can you buy Bitcoin? You know, are you going to do a Bitcoin reserve? And I was up there, no, we're not allowed to. Well, that is a shame, but the Trump administration is going to change that, because I was kind of like, no shit. The United States government is not allowed to do it. They own 260,000 Bitcoin, right? But they just need an executive order by the Trump administration to go, yeah, we're doing a Bitcoin reserve. And I think it's going to be much smaller than what people think. They think it's going to be 1 million coins right off the bat. No, I think we're going to move the 260 that we own into the Bitcoin reserve. So we're not going to sell it, right? And then we might buy in 2025 another 200, something like that. And then over the next 4 or 5 years, another 250,000, another 250,000. But I do think at that point, China and Europe are all going to jump in and try to front run the United States. So we will see what happens. But it is freaking Christmas time, and I am bullish on pretty much everything. A lot of the charts are showing stuff hitting resistance at the moment on certain things, like this is Ethereum. Yeah, we're hitting resistance. And again, we've got that ominous shooting star candle on the 4-hour, but on the daily, it is a strong, somewhat of a spinning top or doji candle, which it just can be a continuation candle. And on the weekly is looking like potentially a Harmony candle, which is a pregnant candle. This is a formation where you have a long engulfing candle and then a little bit of a pregnant one where it goes up, looks like a belly, right? That's where the word harmony goes from. And usually those end up being bullish scenarios to the upside. So I am super bullish on that. If I look at Bitcoin again on the higher time frames, okay, to Bitcoin, 4-hour, again, you've got that ominous shooting star candle. And then on the daily looks strong as fuck. Daily looks strong. We've got the RSI that is just getting ready to cross over the 50. And then the weekly is the same thing. It's their Harami pregnant candle, right? So that's what we're doing. HBAR has been freaking just smoking it. What they've been doing, it's been amazing what HBAR has been doing. I wish I didn't sell my HBAR, right? That's my bad for sure. Well, anyway, guys, until next time, this is Johnny Crypto. I'm here to help you guys make some dough. Enjoy your Christmas.